Hello everyone, welcome to Plant Science Simplified. Today we will deal with the mycology chapter. Today's topic is fungal nutrition, reproduction and distribution. What is fungal nutrition? So fungal nutrition, why we have to study it separately? Because fungi have a specific mode of nutrition. Being achlorophyllous in nature, they follow heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And when it comes to the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, we can also see animals or kingdom Animalia are also heterotrophic in nature. Then what is there any distinction between these two kingdoms? Yes, there is a distinction. And what is the basic distinction? Simplified distinction is that animals first eat their food, then they digest the food in their digestive systems. Whereas fungi, contrary to that, they first digest the food by secreting digestive enzymes on their food. Then they will absorb that particular food like plants. Interesting, isn't it? In the same way, reproduction also, though there are similar kinds of reproductive mechanisms like plants or animals, the fungal reproduction is very unique and we are going to see that, and we are also going to observe their cosmopolitan distribution in this particular topic. And the first nutritive mode which we are going to deal today is saprobic fungi, saprobic mode of fungi. They are very familiar to us whenever we take mushrooms or whenever you use for cuisines or any other particular aspects. Usually those mushrooms will be belongs to this particular group, which are called as saprobic fungi, and they colonize on rotting wood and dead organic matters which are found in the soil. Best example is Agaricus bisporus. So here saprobic fungi, we have to remember that they colonize on rotting wood and dead organic matter. This is very important aspect. Whereas there is another mechanism with the fungi where it is called as parasitic fungi. These parasitic fungi, they penetrate and invade living organisms. So earlier in saprobic fungi, we have learned that they grow on dead matter, whereas parasitic fungi, they make the organism, they may lead the organism or their host to death by penetrating and invading the living organism, and they obtain nutrition from living cytoplasm, and this definitely will result either in a disease or death of the host, just like Armillaria millia, which can move up to great distance in a forest or wood, is a great threat to the many plants. There are some other mode of fungi which are very interesting in nature, that is symbiotic fungi. They have mutual relationships, that means a win-win situation is their uh, priority, where they form a mutualistic associations with other group of organisms, maybe algae or maybe higher plants. So if they form a symbiotic group with the algae, then it is called as lichens, and if they form a group with plants, they are called as mycorrhiza. Under mycorrhiza there are two different types, ectomycorrhiza and endomycorrhiza, and they benefit each other. How they get benefit? Basically, since algae are autotrophic, so fungi need not to worry about its nutrition. Whereas algae, it is very difficult for, since it puts a lot of energy in its food preparation, it is very difficult to propagate. So if it gets associated with the fungi, which is very good in propagation, they can proliferate in a very faster manner. So this is how the symbiotic relationship begins. When it with respect to the plants, plants will give a good shelter to the fungi, and fungi, since they can proliferate their hyphae beyond the normal rhizosphere of the plant, so they can accumulate more and more amount of nutritions, because plants are stagnant, so they have to send their roots, but fungi will improve this particular process in a very nice manner. Okay, let us consider the reproduction in fungi. Fungi reproduces with basically three modes, namely vegetative, asexual, and sexual mode of reproduction. And each modes will show different subtypes depending on the species, depending on the classes. We can see the presence or absence of individual types, and certain types are very unique to certain groups, and certain types are absent in certain groups, like that. So this will become a very important parameter to either to categorize the fungi or to group them together in a distinct group. So under vegetative, usually we will have fragmentation, fission, and budding, whereas in the asexual mode of reproduction we will come across zoospore formation, chlamydospore formation, oidea, and or it is also called as arthrospore and aplanospore formation. And sexual reproduction is of very unique type in fungi, and basically it can be distinct into three different categories, like plasmogamy, karyogamy, and meiosis. Whereas plasmogamy can be further divided into further types, and when we study sexual reproduction in detail, we will study regarding that. With respect to the distribution of fungi, we can have fungi in air, fungi in water, fungi in estuarine regions, fungi on our eatables. That means whenever we're in our surroundings only, and fungi can be in deep forest where they have unique properties like that, and fungi can be inside or along with the plants or along with the algae like lichens. Totally, we can say that fungi shows cosmopolitan distribution. With these unique points, we will summarize today's topic. If you like my lecture, please like it, share it, and subscribe it. Thank you.